Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to take a look at Come As You Are by Nirvana. So I'm sure most of you guys have heard this one, but it is in kind of an odd tuning. So I'm going to talk about that real quick. We are what's generally considered D standard tuning. In layman's terms, basically what that is every string on the guitar, if you were in standard tuning, you need to tune, from there you need to tune every string down a whole step. So that puts it's still in the standard tuning, since the tuning itself, the distance between each string has not changed, except the whole guitar is now, instead of basically low E string, is tuned down to D, so they call it D standard. So if you don't know those notes, don't worry about it. I will write them in the description of the video. So make sure you check that out and you'll know exactly which notes to tune each string to. Alright, so let's take a look at this one. It is that tuning that really makes it sound the way it does, and it also the effects that are used, which I don't really have dialed in. But what we're going to be doing here is just learning it like it was done on the studio recording. Live, usually they didn't tune all the way down a whole step. They usually tuned down just a half step. They played it exactly like we're going to do it, but you know, it would sound a half pitch higher. All right, so don't play along with a live album unless with this one, except unless you want to get your guitar in that tuning, and it'd be fine. All right, so let's start. All right, so we're gonna start the low E string twice, first fret up to the second fret. All right, from there, while you're holding that, come over and pick the A string. The A string, I'm calling it the A string because that's how most guitar players know it. It's obviously tuned down to G right now, but I'll just keep calling it A string so it's not confusing. So we have this. So you pick that A, then back down to the second fret on the low E, then back to the A. So we have this. Now I'm going to go back down. Now we're going to start that by hitting the second fret on the low E twice, then first fret and open. So far. Now I'm going to grab that second fret on the A string and the low E string twice. Then to start over, you're going to pick that second fret on the A again, and then from there you'd start from just where we started. Basically you replace the first two open strings that started the whole riff. When you start over, you're going to play the first one there of those two notes is going to be the second fret on the A, and then the open, then 1, 2. So we have this. Repeat. All right, so that's the main riff that starts the song and is played throughout the verse. Now we go from there into, I guess, what we could just consider the chorus. When you're doing that, you come out of that riff and you're gonna grab this. This is right before you go into the. So basically the last time I'm playing the riff, what he's doing is grabbing the 4th fret on the G and the 2nd fret barred across the B and the high E string. Just hit those top 3 strings, so you have this low E, then. And now we start the actual chorus section, which is basically around 2 chords. We're gonna do a full bar now at the 2nd fret and play the 4th fret on the A, D, and the G string. So like on the recording, he's hanging out in the beginning of it a couple times on the low 3 strings, and then an upstroke on the top 3 strings. kind of keep strumming a little bit. And then we go to an A major chord, which is you can just play with just open A and then bar across the second fret on the D, G, and the B string. Now when he's coming back to this chord, he hits that open string, gives him time to come and grab the chord shape again. Alright, then it goes back through the verse again, back through that chorus. And then we get to the bridge section where he kicks in a little distortion, and we just have another simple 2-chord sequence. So let me play that for you real quick. And it goes back and playing that main riff again on just the distorted tone. So those 2 chords, it's really a B power chord. So second fret there on the A, and then bar your 4th fret there with your ring finger across the D and the G. And he also hits the 4th fret on the B string sometimes, making it a full B major chord to a D power chord. So it's basically just a D major chord, but you're not hitting the 1st string, so you're just hitting those 3 strings. Now sometimes I hit the open A with that D chord, just fill with the sound of it. Alright, so, and then we're back to that, like we talked, the main riff. So we've covered the riffs in the song. We have a simple guitar solo that's played as well, so let me play that for you real quick. I think you get the point. So basically, he's just playing this 6th fret on the G, 9, 11, and repeat that. Now he's got a lot of vibrato on it. So after the 3rd time, then you're going to pick this note again, and you're going to slowly bend it up while letting the top 2 strings ring with it. And then play 11, 9, and then just back down to 6 to start over. Alright, so when he hits that, it's kind of supposed to sound like a lot of noise, and especially when you have a guitar like this where it has a floating trim system. So when I do a bend, it pulls those other 2 open strings out of tune. So, but it probably just kind of gives it even more of that effect that he was going for anyway, just making it sound like noise. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a cool one to do, and like I said, if you want to play along with any of the live versions of it, make sure your guitar is tuned only a half step down. All right, I'll see you soon.